Welcome back to Cryptic Cuts, everybody. It's hard to say.
Cryptic Cuts.
It's harder than it seems. It's harder than it seems. I'm just saying. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Cryptic Cuts. This episode is not your typical episode here, so if you're new, don't expect anything out of the ordinary. Anything out of the anything ordinary? This movie was pretty fucked up. This was The Long Walk, an adaptation of one of Stephen King's stories that had us shaken up. I can tell you right now, all jokes aside, I actually was crying at the end of this movie. Rather than going into the nitty gritty, because I'd rather prefer not to, it included a lot of gun violence and murder. I want to just stick to the point. This had a lot to say about a lot that's going on in this country in particular right now, politically, socially, spiritually, consciously. It had both Craig and I pretty fucked up. So much so that we've tried to record this episode, maybe 8 times now?
Yeah, it's definitely the 8th take. This is one of the longest ones yet.
It's fucking us up.
Yeah, this really choked me up to the point where I didn't know how I was gonna get through this episode, and it's making me think a whole bunch of other things, and I'm looking at the climate of our society right now, and this movie came out at the wrong time but the right time, and it is a complete commentary on what's going on right now. You can call it just a movie, but it did not look like that. Even the people in the movie theater felt a bunch of different kind of ways. Some people were joking about it as they were leaving, which was actually kind of sick and twisted and I couldn't wrap my head around. And then you had individuals that were like us, shocked and awe. The woman that was sitting next to me, poor thing, I know she didn't know what she was getting herself into the whole time. Hands up here, she's covering her eyes. There were kids in the movie theater, for Christ's sake, that a mother took out. And I thought, well, good job, because you didn't know what was going on. And she brought them kids, right back in.
Looking at something this horrific and actually joking about it and or bringing children below the ages of 18, don't go to this movie, don't do that. It is not the environment where young children should be seeing the things that movie has to show. The twisted side of me wants to say they should be seeing it because maybe they could build a better country. So yeah, it said a lot.
A lot of times, those laughter and all those jokes and all the funny hee ha ha's, those come out of really intense, uncomfortable emotions that nobody wants to really look at. If that don't say everything about this movie, because it was a lot of laughing in the theater and I couldn't understand it. It was brutal and it was very vicious.
There's nothing to laugh about at all with this movie, and if you're one of the people that did laugh in the theater, I highly recommend that you go see therapy. We should be looking at this movie more as a commentary on the current climate of violence in this nation, but also what's to come if we don't go ahead and check this stuff out while we still have an opportunity to maybe do something about it. Not to get too political, because we've heard it all before, and frankly, we're all worn out with all the politics. It's really important that you go watch this movie. I'm personally never gonna watch it again. Kind of messed me up. I kept seeing these images over and over in my head when I was trying to go to sleep and when I was trying to do certain things. Actually made me kind of queasy, I'm not gonna lie. You know, as a person that loves camera work, as a person who loves making movies and storytelling, A+ all around, you know, I'm gonna give it a perfect score of 10 out of 10. This movie was really, really disturbing on many, many levels. What do you think? We can't really get into it, huh?
That's the unfortunate part. I looked at that movie and I watched the scenes and the way it was set up, and all I could think of is I look at how I would do in my past and how I would conduct a scene and how I work. I don't know how they did that. I tried to put myself in their shoes and I couldn't, because it was so astonishing what I was looking at. And to be real, you just gotta go see it.
I couldn't really get into the whole mode on how everybody was joking and laughing and smiling on the red carpet. I mean, I could see it from the perspective they metaphorically survived that movie because it was probably insane to actually film. And there's a million things that we have read on the internet that back that statement up for sure. Yeah, to be smiling on the red carpet after something so somber, like maybe sometimes when we make a movie that somber, we actually keep the tone throughout the campaign.
I understand people feeling accomplished. Like, hey, we got that done. We worked very hard. And if you go watch the movie, you will see how hard everybody worked. But I don't think it was a cheery time. I mean, are we crazy? Like, I don't feel like we're crazy about this.
I don't know what's normal anymore, because if that movie's normal and if we're all watching that and not being outraged to some degree, and I'm not saying in the form of censorship, but I'm saying in the form of like, we should be leaving that movie theater and being like, we've gotten to the place where this is normal to be watching something like this on a Saturday night. People have kids in there and it's what is it? What is it? Horror? What is it? It felt like a gigantic Black Mirror episode.
It felt very like theatrical snuff a little bit, to keep it 100.
It was rough. I know it was rough on your eyes. You know, we're about to keep it there. So yeah, you know, scare score, whatever, throw it up in the air. Who gives a shit? This movie was crazy. One of the good ones, but also never gonna watch it again. So great job.
Y'all nailed that.
See you all in the next one.